Once upon a time, in a lush green forest lived a very lazy rabbit. This wasn't just your everyday kind of laziness. Oh no, this rabbit took idleness to a whole new level. His name was Ralph, but folks around the forest preferred to call him Lazy Ralph. Lazy Ralph was quite the character. He loved three things above all else: sleeping, eating, and avoiding any form of work. His day would typically start around midday. While other animals were hustling and bustling, Ralph would be just rolling out of his cozy burrow, rubbing his eyes and yawning widely. Breakfast was always a heap of juicy, crunchy carrots. Ralph loved carrots. He would munch on them leisurely, taking his sweet time, as if he had all the time in the world. And in his mind he did. After all, why rush when you can relax? Once he had his fill of carrots, it was nap time again. After all, eating can be such hard work. While the other forest dwellers were out and about, gathering food, building homes, and taking care of their families, Ralph would be tucked away in his burrow, snoring away without a care in the world. And when it came to work, well, Lazy Ralph was a master at evading it. If there was an easier way to do something, he'd find it. When others were digging to plant seeds, Ralph would simply drop his seeds on the ground, hoping the wind would bury them. When it was time to tidy up his burrow, he'd simply kick the mess to a corner. Out of sight, out of mind, he would say. Even though he was happy, the lazy rabbit often faced problems because of his laziness. But those are stories for another time. For now, let's leave Ralph to his nap. He's got a big day of doing nothing ahead of him. In the same forest, there was a clever lion who was known for his intelligence and bravery. Now, this wasn't your average lion. No. This lion was sharp, quick-witted, and always on his toes. His name was Leandro, and he was the king of the forest, respected and admired by all. Every day, Leandro woke up with the sun, stretching his strong golden limbs before setting off on his daily routine. His routine was a mix of hunting, helping other animals, and leading the forest with grace and wisdom. His keen eyes and alert mind never missed a beat, and his bravery was unmatched. Take, for example, the time when a pack of hyenas tried to take over the forest. Leandro, with his quick thinking, tricked them into a trap, saving the forest and its inhabitants. Or the time when a young deer was stuck in a pit. Leandro, with his strength and wit, managed to pull the deer out, earning him the gratitude and respect of the entire forest community. Leandro was not one to rest on his laurels, though. Every day was a new challenge, a new problem to solve, and he loved every minute of it. He was constantly on the move, using his cleverness to maintain the harmony of the forest. But even with all his intelligence and bravery, Leandro always felt a strange sense of emptiness. Despite his busy days filled with adventures and problem-solving, there was something missing. He had all the respect and admiration a lion could ask for, but something was still not quite right. The clever lion was respected by all, but he always felt something was missing. What could that be? Well, dear friends, that's a story for another scene. For now, let's admire Leandro, the clever lion, for his intelligence, his bravery, and his dedication to the forest he calls home. One day, the lazy rabbit and the clever lion crossed paths. It was an encounter that was as unexpected as it was interesting. The lazy rabbit, with his soft, fluffy coat and sleepy eyes, was lounging under a tree nibbling on a carrot without a care in the world. The clever lion, on the other hand, was on his daily patrol, his golden mane shining in the sunlight, his eyes sharp and alert. As fate would have it, the rabbit had chosen to rest under a tree that was home to a beehive. Maybe it was the scent of the carrot or the rabbit's constant munching, but something stirred the bees and they swarmed out of their hive buzzing angrily. The rabbit, too lazy to move quickly, found himself in a sticky situation. Just when it seemed like the rabbit was about to get a painful lesson from the bees, the clever lion stepped in. With a swift swipe of his paw, he knocked the beehive away, scattering the bees and saving the rabbit. The rabbit, surprised and grateful, thanked the lion for his help. However, the lion didn't just rescue the rabbit and move on. He saw an opportunity to teach the lazy rabbit a lesson. The lion, in his deep and resonating voice, told the rabbit, "My friend, being lazy isn't a virtue. You must always be aware of your surroundings and be ready to act when danger is near. If I hadn't been here, you would have been in a lot of trouble." The rabbit, still a bit shaken, nodded in understanding. He realized that his laziness had almost cost him dearly. He thanked the lion once again for his help and his advice. The clever lion helped the lazy rabbit, but he also gave him some advice. This encounter between the lazy rabbit and the clever lion was more than just a chance meeting. It was an opportunity for the rabbit to learn a valuable lesson about the dangers of being lazy and the importance of being alert and prepared. The lazy rabbit took the lion's advice to heart. No longer did he want to be the bunny known for his laziness. He wanted to be different. He wanted to be better. So he set out on a mission to change his old, lazy habits. Changing habits is not a stroll in the park, especially for a rabbit who loved his naps more than anything. He struggled, oh how he struggled. The first few days were the hardest. Waking up early, skipping his midday naps and trying to be productive felt like climbing a mountain. But he didn't give up. The rabbit started with small changes. He began waking up a bit earlier each day. Instead of lounging around, he started exploring the forest, discovering new paths and making new friends. He made an effort to be more active, to do more, and to be more. The lion, seeing the rabbit's efforts, encouraged him, cheered for him. Every time the rabbit felt like giving up, the lion's words of encouragement echoed in his ears, giving him the strength to push through. "You can do this," the lion would say, and the rabbit believed him. Slowly but surely, the rabbit's hard work started to pay off. He was feeling more energetic, more alive. He was accomplishing things he never thought he could. From being the last to wake up in the forest, he became one of the first. The other animals started to notice the change in him too. They saw a new rabbit, one who was not lazy but hardworking. The rabbit's transformation was not overnight. It took weeks, even months, but he didn't mind. He was happy, happier than he had ever been, because he knew he was changing for the better. He was proud of the rabbit he was becoming. And the lion was proud too. He had seen the rabbit at his worst, and now he was witnessing him at his best. He knew the rabbit had it in him all along. He just needed a little push, a little guidance. With every passing day, the rabbit was becoming less lazy. The rabbit's transformation had a profound impact on the entire forest. As the sun rose over the forest, a new day began, and with it, a new era. The forest, which was once the playground of a lazy rabbit, had now become an arena of ambition, hope, and transformation. The rabbit, who was once known for his laziness, had now become a beacon of hard work and determination. His transformation was not something that went unnoticed. The other animals in the forest started to see the rabbit in a new light. They admired his newfound energy and his will to change. The rabbit's transformation was not just about him anymore. It was inspiring the entire forest. The birds started to chirp a little louder. The squirrels began to gather nuts a little faster. And even the slowest snail seemed to move at a slightly quicker pace. The rabbit's change had not just influenced him, it had influenced everyone around him. The clever lion, who had always been proud of his wit and intelligence, now found a new sense of pride. He was proud of the rabbit who had taken his advice and turned his life around. The lion had always been respected in the forest, but now he was admired for his wisdom and his ability to inspire change. The forest, which was once just a place of survival, had now become a place of growth and development. The animals no longer just lived in the forest, they thrived in it. The trees seemed a little greener, the flowers a little brighter, and the air filled with a sense of optimism and hope. And all this change was sparked by one rabbit's decision to change his life. His determination had not just transformed him, it had transformed the entire forest. The lazy rabbit had become a symbol of change, a testament to the fact that it is never too late to change your ways, and that even the smallest change can make a big difference. The lazy rabbit had become a role model, showing everyone that change is possible. And so, the story of the lazy rabbit and the clever lion teaches us a valuable lesson. It shows us that hard work is key, and the willingness to change is crucial. Being lazy like our rabbit friend may seem easy, but it can lead to trouble. On the other hand, being clever and hardworking like our lion friend can lead to success. The power of good advice should never be underestimated. Remember, it's never too late to change, and it's always wise to listen to good advice.